all had a lovely Saturday. So I will be presenting on online banking. Specifically, I'm going to be focusing on the mobile app. So what you have there is the same thing that I have here. It's a little like presentation, so feel free to take notes as I go through. But yes, let's begin. So the first slide is basically what you see as soon as you go into the app. So this is like the login page. As you can see, there's a list of things that you can access here. And what I thought was kind of cool while I was doing this is you can access actually a lot of things without even logging in. So as I said, you can see on the slide what you're able to access through that. What I kind of want to focus on right now is just the different levels of contact that you can do. There's actually a lot of entities within Schools First that I didn't even realize like had their own separate area. So first you have like the MCC, so Member Contact Center. On there they have certain hours. When you click on that contact, it'll tell you the actual hours. You also have telephone, that's where people can kind of call and get like a voice automated, like check their balance, different things. And then there's also emergency card support. Telephone and emergency card support are both 24 hours, 7 days a week. There's also payroll card support, mailing addresses, separate mailing addresses for something that has to do with mortgage or HELOC. And the other cool thing is social media links. So they have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then they also have something that I found called Extra Credit. It's basically just a blog space. They don't update it too often, maybe once every couple of months, but it just covers different topics relating to finances. Okay, so if you can turn the page, the next slide that we'll be looking at is the home page. So this is once you've actually logged in. I'm going to go more in depth to a majority of what you see on this page, but I kind of wanted just to show you where you can access them. So basically it's just a simple view of accounts. The easiest and quickest way for members to view balances, or even us as well, to just view our balances. If they want to go more in depth, I'll explain later on in the presentation. The main thing that I'd like to focus on this slide is the More option that's located in the bottom right corner, the three horizontal dots. There's a lot more that you can access on this app than I really thought possible. So you can see the list there. You can access statements and forms. The forms include like tax documents. You can see budgets and insights, the ATM branch locator that we saw on the login page without even having to log in. You can see the routing number as well as all of their account numbers can be accessed there. You can see the rates. You can, that's where you can open a new share. It gives you the option to open a new share. There's financial tools. You can also apply for a loan and a credit card in that More section. Car buying services, and once again that contact. So the branch and ATM locator, rates, and contact can be found there as well on the initial login screen. Okay, so now I'm going to dive a little deeper into what you can actually like explore on that page, on that first home page. So the first one I'm going to talk about is once you actually click on a share. For the purpose of this presentation, I just focused on an investment checking share, but there's also, you know, like loans, credit cards, free checking, savings. Those are all going to have less than what's included in an investment checking, but all kind of similar. So, for example, if you go into like just your regular basic savings, all you're going to have, and this is accessed through the three little dots, that are vertical dots that are in the top right corner. And like for example, a savings just has your account info, ability to transfer, view your statements, but they all have that search option. So I'll start with the search option. That is accessed by touching the magnifying glass, and basically that's where you want to search for your transactions. So the way that you can search, there's different criteria that you can fill in. You can either do description, you can do date, you can do the amount, you can do the type, and you can do the check number if it's a check. Okay, so that's for the search option. And then now I'm going to go over each little individual category and kind of what's involved there. So for the account info, this is where you can access quite a bit of information. So you can see your account number, your share ID, the name or description of your share, the open date, the current balance that you have, available balance, who's the primary, who's the joint, beneficiaries, current dividend rate, last earned dividend, year-to-date dividends, last year's dividends, where the overdraft pulls from, and if you've opted into the debit card overdraft protection. So that's quite a little bit of information that our members can look at you know, they can come in and ask us questions, but if they're not in the branch or whatever and they want to see these, it can be accessed through account info once they click on a share. If we're in a checking account, we can also do a stop check payment. I want to remind you that a fee does apply of $15. If they want to do a stop payment on their check through the app, all they need is the check number, check amount, the payee name. If they're doing like a range of checks that they want to cancel, they just need the beginning sequence number to the last one. So once again, that fee does apply. And then there's actually like a disclosures little PDF that's included in different areas of the app. They're all kind of like the same, but it just includes the disclosures of, you know, like all the legal stuff. But it also has a pretty cool list of like what the fees are and why they are and blah, blah, blah. Transfer has its all separate slides, so I'll go into that more on the next slide. Obviously view statements, pretty self-explanatory. Redeem points. So when you have an investment checking and you use your debit card, or if you have the rewards credit card, those are both areas that you can redeem the points. So you can either see it through the investment checking share, or if you have a credit card, the rewards credit card on your app, you can click on there as well, and that'll take you to a separate website where you can redeem the points, and it kind of explains that part. Okay, going down to overdraft protection. That is where you can decide where, you know, the funds pull from should your account not have enough funds in it. So if you want it to pull from your O1 savings, you just have to be sure that the one that you want it to pull from first is on the top. Order definitely matters there. There's a little way to like toggle and order which share, because you can have it pull from multiple shares. So yeah, the one on top is the one that's going to be pulled from first. You also have the option of setting up or opting into the debit card overdraft protection. There is a $22 fee for that, but it's basically just a protection should they use their debit card and they don't have enough funds in the account. It will basically allow them to like not be denied their purchase. They'll still be able to make their purchase. They still will be responsible for that amount plus the $22 fee, but it is a courtesy. That is just an opt-in. All they do is press a button if they want to do that. If they ever want to opt out of it, unclick that button, easy as that. Order checks, again, pretty self-explanatory. Quick order, or if they want to access like the cute and fun designs, you just go to full catalog. All right, moving money and transfer. We can move monies in a lot of ways. So one example is within the account. So you can move from share to share. You can move money from a credit card, pay off a loan, just to different shares. You also can transfer money to another member. What you need for that is the first name, last name, account number, and share ID. You can also transfer to, and I was speaking with Larry, I believe from an existing bank account. For that, you need the bank account type, the name of it. You have an option of putting a nickname, the external routing, the bank number, and the external account number. You also can enroll in bill pay through there. You can access Zelle through the transfer. Just wanted to point out for Zelle, only one account is allowed per email, so people can have more than one Zelle account. It just needs to be separate or associated with another email. Limits, I wanted to add a little more on there. So there is a daily limit of 2,500. I just put the 2,000, but I realized that that was just because that's done instantly. They can do an additional 500, but it is 2 to 3 business days it would take for that additional 500 to go through. Monthly, there's a limit of 5,000 or 30 payments, whichever is hit first. And there's a minimum of $5, and there's also an age requirement. 18 years or older are the only ones who are able to enroll in Zelle. Also, something that I found kind of cool, top right vertical dot has information about wire transfers. So you can't actually do a wire through the app, but if members have questions about what they need, you click on those 3 dots, click wire, and then it goes to a separate website, our website, but a separate area, and it tells you what you need, excuse me, what you need if you're sending a wire or if you're receiving it. It also discloses the fees for that as well. Okay, and then also I just wanted to point out for Zelle, in order to add someone to like your contact or to send money, you just need the person's name or their email or their phone number. Next one's card services. Again, pretty self-explanatory. You can lock your card, cancel or replace your card, or set a travel notice. Okay, moving on to e-deposit. This is obviously one of the most used features of the app that we have. Just kind of on there, you can read for yourself. what you need to do when you are doing an e-deposit. I just wanted to point out that in most cases, there is a $10,000 limit per day, but for some members who regularly make large deposits, they actually may have a limit up to $25,000. That can be found on if you go into their account and do RG just e-deposit, not e-deposit viewer, you can see that limit. And then something else I noticed that I didn't really know before, you can access your history by hitting that like top right, the bullet points, and it'll have the history, the amount, and the pictures of the front and back. Those are all logged there. And then finally, we have our account settings. This can be accessed through that little silhouette of a person in the top right corner. Probably have to go to the home page. You can find it a couple different places. So there's the message center. Different areas that you can message are for bill pay, credit card, insurances, loans, and there's consumer and auto, and then there's also a separate tab for real estate and equity. Online banking, there's another tab, shares, trust and investment services, or website and app feedback. So should your members want to reach out to someone and they're not able to access the branch, that's somewhere you can direct them to. You can, under profile, you can update your address, email, and phone number. There's an option for if your mailing address is different than your home address, you can enter your email, and then phone number, same in the branch, work, home, and mobile. Under the preferences, there's a tab once you click into settings and profile. There's another tab for preferences. That's where you can set up if you want to enroll in paperless statements and log in with the biometrics, which is the fingerprint and the Face ID. That's what I know. There might be other ways to access, but those are the most popular ones that I see. If it wasn't set up during registration, that's where they can go on to enroll in that. And then finally, you can sign up for alerts through that profile setting as well. And finally, we have the account display, and that's where you can rename your shares as well as hide and view joint accounts, so they can either be hidden or shown on the home page. You cannot hide your primary ones, only your joint. So for more information, if you have any more questions or things that I just didn't go over, there is a job aid on the source for mobile banking. If you just type in mobile banking in the search bar, it's the first one that comes up. It's like a 10-page PDF. And yeah, I appreciate you all for listening, and I definitely would recommend and encourage you to kind of just explore the app on your own too. My profile is different than other people's profiles, so there's a lot that you can do here. So it was definitely interesting to prepare this presentation, and I appreciate you all for listening. And then also included for the ops team, there's a little like crossword, if you want to do it. I don't know if you have time. Right on time. But yeah, so thank you.